welcome back to our podcast. You heard what I said, episode 17. I'm JP, and as always, I got my brothers Dwight and Lateef. What up? What up?
What's up, brother? What's up, world?
What up? So, I mean, let's get right to it. There was the most recent verses just went down with two of the probably greatest Wu-Tang members, greatest MCs of our definitely our era, with Ray and Ghost. I personally missed it. I saw clips of it, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. But it looked like it was like they was having fun and just celebrating, but it wasn't like a real versus battle. You know what I mean?
Well, we know those types are not going to be that. But it was just nice. Number one, the set was dope with the chairs.
Yeah. I saw that.
Ray was wilding with his attire, but I respect
like his knee pads.
No, I didn't know what was going on with that. Did he have like trash bags on the denim, whatever? But Ghost
pockets, man. Got stash.
Ghost first came out with the red leather and the signature red Wallies, and then he went and changed. Seemed like he was going for like a half hour. He had like a little intermission, and he came back with full length white mink with the chinchilla collar over top. The white leather motorcycle jacket with the New York Yankees logo and the blue and white Wallies to match.
And the big ass, always been wild.
He's always been wild.
And he had the 4-fingered ring. He didn't give me the eagle and the robe, which I needed.
That would have.
I needed the robe.
I needed the robe. You know what I'm saying?
The robe with the eagle.
I'm sure he probably melted that eagle down a long time ago. Like, the hell I'm doing this shit. But it was good to see them. It was good to hear their catalogs, remembering how many hits, you know what I'm saying, they had. Ghost had some, I think we always, say that.
Wait, did Ray rock anything from Immobilarity?
Some songs, yeah. A few songs from Immobilarity, yeah.
Okay.
Ray has, because I didn't like Immobilarity. I didn't like that.
I did not at all.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But I think not liking it I might give you like a one listen and didn't listen to it. So hearing some of the joints that was off there now, and I was in the comments and seeing people talking, I was like, oh shit, maybe I need to go back and check that out. It was a few joints on the Immobilarity. You know what I mean? It was.
You listen to that last joint that he put out, the Fila joint?
No, I did not.
That was all right.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Ray, I think like they always been the most consistent MCs in Wu-Tang to me. You know what I'm saying? Ghost especially.
Ghost, because he's had the better albums. He's had the better albums.
And he's had more albums. More albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, better consistency. He probably had the better collabs. I think Meth might be able to give him a go on that. But if you look at Ghost, his resume when it came to like his R&B joints, and then some of the things he got with other hip hop dudes, is like he got classic, iconic records. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, who else could have gone against Ghost?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By himself, other than Ray.
Out of Wu?
I'm talking about overall.
I mean, it would have been nice to see.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're talking about just better rappers. Technically, of course, you might want to go with a Jay or even your man Aubrey. But as far as hits and impact and the songs that you can put in, Ghost is 20. You'd be hard pressed to find another solo MC to match Ghost 20, even if you put their collabs in it. It's not a lot.
I got to look at the playlist because a lot of his stuff.
If Ghost just stayed to the collabs he did with Wu-Tang dudes and kept his 20 like that, it'd be tough for you to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's not too many cats that just run up on here, especially dudes that around that era that would just run up on Ghost like that. Perfect example. Would we have honestly said that Jada would have beat Ghost in the verses? 20 for 20?
Song? 20 for 20?
I would say no. I'm gonna say no.
No.
I'm saying, and Jada is one of the best of our time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's tough to go against.
Jada doesn't make the best songs of all time.
No, he don't. Yeah, he don't.
That's part of the deal, though, right?
Yeah.
Jada's song game isn't consistent. Like
same thing people say about Nas. Nas don't make the best songs.
True indeed. True indeed.
It's no denying that pen though. But when it comes to a battle like that, it'd be tough for Nas. Nas got 20. He got 20 bangers, I think. But he also somebody not too many niggas want to see in it. But
yeah. I would rather see Ghost go against somebody though. Like, I mean, he went against Ray, but that's his boy.
Right.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. But who
I think that's
going
to
to
be different alliterations of it. Right.
Would that be?
Yeah. Who would actually be like a good competitor for Ghost? Like if they went, you know, I don't. It's kind of interesting, but I don't know who.
Maybe posthumously, if that's how I said that the right way.
Posthumously.
Yeah, posthumously. Prodigy. He got the joints with Mob.
Mm-hmm.
He got a very hot solo album. It's just one, but you could pull 5 or 6 off that HNIC album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got a couple of collabs. He got some features. You know what I'm saying? I think he might be somebody who could give, or at least make it interesting for Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anybody else. I'm really, really thinking. I'm trying to get out of my East Coast centric mind and see if there's somebody else outside.
but Ghost was almost a East Coast artist. Like a lot of people, like the numbers were low in that. A lot of people can't name you Ghost songs outside of Wu.
Right.
After his first album.
True. Right. That's true.
That don't make his impact any less though. It could, because it was less people tuned into Versus on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think there's any MC out right now, even the newer dudes, that don't give Ghost the respect that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that there's nobody, like I said, you take Ghost's 20 best. And understand, there's a couple of things he left on the table last night.
Oh, I mean, they always do. With artists like that, they always do.
Yeah.
There's always, I mean, those are artists with
couple joints that Ray played that he wouldn't be able to play because Ray played them, that would be in Ghost's, you know what I'm saying, holster, if he went against somebody else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, yo, it'd be tough. It'd be a tough out. I would like to see somebody else go out there, because you can't think of anybody who would just jump out there and think that they had the advantage.
This is true. That's true. That is very true. That is very true. Yeah. So, I mean, now the Red and Meth one is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's going to be
the same.
That's going to be a concert.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's going to be a show.
Another concert. Yeah.
Because I think,
but it'll be better because they're better performers.
Yeah, and I know from Jersey, but I think Red, if they did a true, Versus.
I agree. We all agree.
Yeah. I don't know. TP acting funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Be sure.
Nah, I mean, I don't know how many joints they got on that first 36 Chamber album that Meth could pull. Because
Method Man.
Protect Your Neck.
Yes.
Anything that
shame on a nigga.
Yeah, anything that Meth was on that 36 Chamber album would win. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to count the guaranteed points.
Now he could win. When I say that, I say he could use. But I could, if you take Meth's first 3 albums, okay? You take Meth's first 3 albums, you take any of the collabs he did when he was with EPMD. You know what I'm saying? It's like
my Red.
My bad, Red. He washing Meth, and I love Meth.
Yeah,
I think Meth is a great MC. Listen, I think in that particular type of style thing, if they truly will be going against each other, I think he cleans Meth up.
We know the lyric. We all agree with you on that. Like and that's from the jump, because that's like comparing Jay. Let me not forget the comparison. I was about to disrespect somebody. Forget it. Anyway, Red has always been a better MC, but I will say this: Meth has improved so much over the years, fam. Yes. Like, and that, I look forward to hearing a Meth feature these days, like, cause like him with him and Conway.
Yeah,
he was on one of the ASAP Cats, one of their joints a few years back.
Yeah, I remember that.
Great, he has improved incredibly. But
I think Meth was like.
But from the beginning, Red has always been better. Always.
I think Meth reminds me a little bit of LL, whereas I may not want to get a full, 10 or 12 song project from Meth right now, but I know at any verse that Meth is going to be on, if he got 16 or he got 32 or whatever, it's going to be top notch. because he trying to go at whoever he on the record with. He didn't said that before. That's what I like about the Wu-Tang niggas. They'll let you know, like, it's all love.
Right.
But when I get on this record with you, even when I get on the record with this man right here, I'm trying to chop his head smooth off.
Right.
So it's like, it's up to you to try to keep up with that. So I think when they do that, that's why I like hearing them together. When you hear Ray and Ghost together, it seems like, they always seem like they bringing the best out of each other. So I like to hear the Wu-Tang dudes on their when they feature.
They should put them as a group and going up against somebody else.
Who
though? who won Ray and Ghost, man?
Even though I say they win, they could have did Jada and P.
I agree with that. But they would win.
Yeah,
they would absolutely win.
They had to clean them up, yeah. Only other person I'm thinking about is maybe if you wanted to go coast for coast, maybe Daz and Corrupt.
But yeah,
I think Daz and Corrupt might have gave you a little something. I think
True, they might. Daz and Corrupt might have won with all the joints Daz wrote on.
I think Bun B and Pimp C might have had a little something to say.
Oh, of course.
I don't get me wrong. I think they win. I think I'm biased when it comes to that. So I think Red Next still would have won. I mean, I think Ray and Ghost still would have won. But I think that'd have been a very interesting battle, especially Daz and Corrupt, because I think they got more hits than people like us from where we from give them credit for. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, them motherfuckers out here are the Mobb Deep of the West. You know what I'm saying? And Mobb Deep is wild back, East First. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'd have been
a couple joints from the Chronic and Chronic 2001.
Across that whole Death Row, you know what I'm saying, catalog, B. You know what I'm saying? So it'd have been
the Meth and Red one going to be on a Saturday as well?
It's going to be on 420. I don't know what.
It's going to be on 420 for real? That's hilarious.
You got 420 on your calendar?
I have no idea.
420 is a Tuesday.
It's going to be on a Tuesday?
Yeah, it's going to be on a Tuesday.
Okay.
I actually think it's going to be better numbers on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think they need to start doing this stuff during the week. Yeah. Now that it's hotter.
That's what I was saying in the thread. I was like, yo.
Yeah, things are different now.
Yeah, 25% of California is open up there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we was always closed. I mean, it's spring break. You know what I'm saying? A lot of places, like, people just ain't on their phones looking at that. It was true fans watching that last one. Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah. I mean, will this versus be the same now?
No.
I feel like it's shifting now. Like I feel like the hype of it has run its course a little bit, because when we were talking in the chat earlier and TF was like, yo, them numbers were low for last night, and when I chimed in it was towards the end, and I looked at the numbers too, and not like, I don't care, but I was surprised to see it was as low as it was. I'm like, this is Ray and Ghost.
I wasn't. Yeah, but I wasn't though. I don't. I put in, even without the fact that it was on a Saturday and stuff like that.
Right, and I give that.
I think
makes a lot of sense too.
I think those, but I'm talking about apart from that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that does play a part in it. Ray and Ghost aren't mainstream artists. The way they talk now, they got mainstream records.
Oh, absolutely. No,
the shit that they talk, like, they got their own slang and all that shit. It's not like you got to be a fan of Wu or them to have one to be interested in that. You can't just be a casual fan of the Wu and turned into that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a casual fan battle yesterday. Right. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because I think that, as far as hip hop was concerned, the people that was for last night, I think they appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody that was, like, it was, if you look at the comments in there, Nas was in there, Hov was in there, Puff was in there, Questlove in there, Common in there. I'm like, so hip hop royalty was in there watching that last night. So if the casual fan did watch it, who cares? You know what I'm saying? The people who I think mattered, you know what I'm saying? Let me take that back. That sounded mad elite. I think that the people who wanted to watch it would have made sure we watched it. I actually forgot about it. I didn't because there's so much other shit going on.
Right.
John, when you said, yo, I completely forgot that Versus was tonight. That's what made me think about it. I'm like, okay, I'm watching the phone. It's like, okay, 5 o'clock coming up. Let me get to the gram. But I wasn't thinking about it. I forgot. I'm watching basketball. The tournament been next this year. So it's like,
I was watching both.
Yeah, exactly. So that's on my mind. So I had.
It's a lot more things going on, and I feel like I didn't see enough about this Versus battle as I have about others in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it's slowed down a bit, or like you said, other things are going on that grab our attention.
But we say it slowed down a bit until somebody decide to jump into it. So
right, that's true.
So Rihanna say, "I'm gonna do
of
do
course.
it."
Yeah,
because that Jeezy and Gucci was the peak.
Yeah, it's as big as the mainstream footprint of the artists involved.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what that.
If Maxwell ain't back out, that would have been big numbers.
Who that?
With D'Angelo and Maxwell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
D'Angelo did numbers though.
Yeah, you know but I'm saying if Maxwell didn't back out, if that was billed as D'Angelo versus Maxwell.
Oh, so that's what it was originally supposed to be.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Wow.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know why he backed out. That didn't make sense. He should have.
Yeah, say somebody go, get Tevin Campbell or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll get. I don't know if Tevin got 20, but I mean, it could change. I think for older artists and artists who are not, touring and stuff right now, I think it could be a good thing.
The next one is Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Ozzy Brothers.
And you think I'm not watching that?
I'm watching that.
I'm definitely watching it. I'm definitely watching that, son. I'm watching that with brown liquor in my cup and incense burning and my mood lights on. Nuts.
Right.
Definitely watching that. And a date. Crazy?
And a date.
Yeah. You make me say it. When he say make me say it again, I'm going to be butt-ass nigga. Please believe that. That's what y'all talking about. Now, look, that's going to catch the casual fan. And that's going to catch fans from, that's the one where you're going to see Michelle Obama in the comments and Gladys Knight in the comments, shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wasn't going to see Barack last night. And it wasn't for his tight ass. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Barack might have been watching.
He might have been watching. He might have
been. Yeah, with his dude, with the cape out. I'll be telling you. He might have been watching. Yeah, the cape out. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they were very entertaining. I like the stories. I like the background music when they were telling the stories was perfect. I thought it was a Wu-Tang event. It was everything that you thought it would have been if you saw Ray and Ghost in that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think there was no surprises. I love seeing Capadonna come through. I love seeing Det come through. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see Meth and Nas.
Yeah, I thought Meth was gonna pop up.
Yeah, I thought Meth was gonna pop up, but he probably taped them or something like that.
Right.
But Meth was in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Like they was in there, so it's like
right.
For that, I think it was a good night.
That's so dope.
And now we'll see how it's gonna go on further with the sale of Verzuz. We didn't get a chance to talk about that the last episode. They sold a Triller, and the dope part about that sale was that Swizz and Timbo made sure that the artists got equity in Triller. Every artist that performed on Verzuz, it was 43 of them, got equity in Triller in the sale.
Wow.
So it was like, that was a big deal. You know what I mean? And congrats to the brothers for doing that. And good looking to them for thinking about that idea, you know what I'm saying, to give, the people equity in it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, for that alone, I hope that Verzuz doesn't go away. And I hope that
I think they sold it at the right time, though.
No, true that. Oh, they saw it. Yeah. If there was a time to get out.
Agreed.
Now it was
agreed. Yeah. Right. So
because it would have fizzed out and they would have got nothing.
So they're still part of the company. Yeah.
Right. They still part of the company. But now I think they're probably going to do something to change it. Do something different. They're gonna
like T said that
they're gonna recreate it or do something else.
I think that's what they're doing now.
The evolution is going to be a concert theory. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Which, like I said, for older artists who maybe not getting asked to do some of these stuff. Right. Smaller venues, couple thousand.
But when that Triller app, I hope they change the format or something about it. It's just too. Mm-hmm. It's just too kiddie. It's like it's just like TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. Right. I get it.
So I didn't have it last night, so I downloaded. I was like, let me see what it's about. I downloaded it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't find it. I finally found it. I mean, it's good. It's like Apple when you get to it. Mm-hmm. You see the whole screen. It's like a video. But it's just,
You if you saw TikTok's evaluation, Triller would tell you to haul ass. Like, no, it's okay that we think it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe that's how they get them on there. And then,
right.
But like I said, Swizz and Timbo being part of that, maybe that'll help at least that part of the content. You know what I'm saying? And they'll bring something else. I don't think they wanted to go away, even though they sold it. I don't think they wanted to go away. I think they see that as a good thing. I think, like I said, numbers, notwithstanding, I think last night was a good night. I think next week is going to be a good night, or the next time when the Ozzy brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I definitely think that Red Meth on 420 is going to get at least 200,000 people. Yeah. At least. You know what I'm saying?
I would definitely say that. Definitely.
Yeah. At least. Definitely. And then they got others set up, so maybe there's some good ones out of there.
Something said rematch. They ain't put who though?
What'd you say?
I would love to see more producers.
They said they're doing a rematch, but they ain't put who it was yet.
A rematch of Verzuz?
Yeah. If you saw the thing, they got like a lineup, like a flyer, and they got some of the names fuzzed out for the future joints, and they got a rematch with one of them. I'd like to see that. I would like to see, like I said, I'd like to see some of the younger artists get involved. Because number one, I'm not really familiar with their music like that either. Right. So it would be nice to hear some of that shit, like, oh, son did that, or Trey did that.
And it could be levels to Verzuz. Like it don't got to be a 10. It could be a 5. Y'all it could be depending on the artist. The newer artists and stuff like that.
I just don't want people to get to the point where, and I want to see the competition part of it too. Mm-hmm. But it seems like the younger generation shies away from that a little bit more, because I think the social media aspect means a little bit more to them. So if the next 3 days we talking about how, this artist got washed last night in the Verzuz. Like, put it this way. Right. Fab got washed by Jada and he didn't care, you know what I'm saying? Or we didn't care either. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was like one night, we didn't stop being fans of Fab. He never thought that was going to happen. So it was like, oh, it's just, just happened. I don't even think it was.
He put out no music since then either.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't worried about it. He been running around with his Wiz taking photo shoots. Yeah. it's been all good for Fab. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna do Verzuz. They're gonna probably try to pimp Verzuz out. They're gonna do Verzuz like a battle, like the live battles. You know what I'm saying? With Murder Mook and that type of thing. That they're gonna be a Verzuz section for that. Like it makes sense. I'm sure they're gonna branch out. They'll do a producers like they're gonna do. They probably going. That's what they're gonna do probably.
Not for nothing. Fab should be the one asking for a rematch with a new DJ, because the nigga he had before him up. he had total strangers wanting his fade, like when they seen him in the street, like, son, that DJ, son. Mm-hmm. It was stuff. How you don't play nothing off the soul tape?
Yeah, he's over there huddling up like.
How you don't play nothing off the soul tape, son?
Which is his best project.
Oh my goodness! Like,
got crazy features on them joints. Like,
what?
That's still egregious to this day. That might be the worst mistake of a Verzuz ever. The song selection, because Fab had way better songs than that he could have pulled from that. How you don't pull nothing from the soul tape?
Crazy.
3 of them, right?
Yes,
3. 3 of them. Yeah.
3 of them. The third one was my favorite, I think.
Yeah, the one with is that the one with that the black and white marquee from like outside the garden?
Yeah, that's the one with Jada on it. They got a song on that together.
Yeah. He got some dope features on them joints.
Yo, him and Wale got some fire.
He got Cole feature on one of them, right?
Yeah, son. He got some. Yo, and I'm bad because it's not on title. I can't. They don't have no mixtapes on it.
It's on where'd I get it from?
I got them.
Maybe mixtape.com or one of them.
I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. I actually got a mixtape app on my phone. I gotta go check it out, but I be wanting that to be part of my. I gotta.
I try to bring it in. I was able to bring it in, but not all of them. Like I gotta look at it.
Yeah, I be finding that out on title too. Sometimes I go to a song and play it, and the next week it ain't on there. I found that up with The Light by Pharoah Monch. The Light wasn't on there ever since I signed up with title, and then by random I actually seen somebody on Twitter say that the album was on there. I'm like, oh shit, I went on there, stayed on there real quick. But then it don't matter if it go away because if somebody sold the masses or something like that, and he don't want to go on title and all that shit. So
yeah.
All that shit's a crapshoot, baby.
I'm still mad Leah's out stopping on there.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I mean, that's a whole other thing.
What's her state? I don't know what's her state thinking. Like, is her music selling like that?
I have no clue.
I know one thing. If they did, I'd be the first one to download it. I was a huge Aaliyah fan.
You know what? I wasn't a huge Aaliyah fan, but I always liked her. I really did. And
one thing I liked about her? I like the fact that she popped in, popped out. Mm-hmm. Never seemed like she was pressed to do, be in the limelight. Mm-hmm. Put out music when she felt like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other than the shit with Homeboy early on, you never heard no scandal about it and shit. She was just seemed like a a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Fuck
I think for me, like I said, I wasn't a huge fan, but I thought she was cool. Like I was like, oh, this girl is cute. She can sing. She can hold. No, I was like, yo, I like Aaliyah. But when she died, it really hurt me. Like I felt like it's not like I said I wasn't a huge fan, but I was like, damn, she had so much promise, and I felt so bad. And I think that's probably why "Rock the Boat" is my favorite song, because I think that was the last video she filmed before.
Yeah, that's what she was out there filming.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly, right. So that's my favorite song.
Yeah.
Forever. Like that beat, the way she's singing over it, that's my favorite Aaliyah song. And it's probably because of the correlation with that and the time of her death. So it's her filming that video.
Yeah, she wasn't a crazy, like, she didn't have a crazy strong
vocalist,
anything like that.
Yeah,
she
wasn't. No.
Yeah, that wasn't her.
She had joints though, like
her
and Timbo and Missy.
Oh my God, crazy.
She made some great music. She made some. I remember she had the joint "A Girl Like You" with Tretch. I used to play that all the time. I'm looking for a girl like you. I used to play that all the time. That was like how Maul used to play intro before we would just go party and shit. That's how I used to play that song. That was my get ready to go out, feel good song and shit. I was sad. Yeah. She passed.
It's crazy.
And it was like I said, like she kind of was like the blueprint for how Rihanna moved right now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, without the Fenty and all the other business stuff. But I'm saying the way Rihanna was never pressed to come out whenever she like, I put out music when I feel like it. Y'all gonna eat it up when I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna win a couple of awards and I'm gonna pop back and do my own thing for a while and get missing for another 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And it was good. Even with a wild nigga like Dame. You know what I'm saying? You still never heard no crazy shit about him. That's probably the happiest you ever seen that man.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. You know? I mean, he happy now and all that, but you don't know, all the other stuff he got going on in his life. It's like that was the happiest he's been. And then it's like you don't know what that could have did to him. You know what I'm saying? When she passed, especially go out like that.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So God bless him, man. I would love, like you said, Latif, I would love to it's crazy that you don't. Why you said that, man? It made me feel sad.
Yeah, I think I got like two of her CDs. I think I got 2 or 3 of. I think I'm gonna have 3 or 3.
Yeah, At Your Best was one of my joints, son. Like
crazy.
Yeah,
she has
great artist, man. And she was. Remember that cover? I said that cover. She had a cover on the Vibe magazine with her in black and white. And I had that shit up on my wall. Girlfriends coming over and anything. You got a Leo on your wall? Goddamn right.
I mean, speaking of great artists, one of the greatest artists of our time, especially where we're from, Nas won his first Grammy after being nominated for 14 times. I didn't realize it was 14 times. I didn't realize it was that. When I was like, what? I need to go back and find out which songs he was nominated for, because
what was he nominated for?
I never paid attention.
It wasn't albums.
No, it might have been.
I think
he was, because Life Is Good was nominated and he lost to Drake. He lost to Drake that year. Life Is Good was nominated. I remember that.
Of course.
I loved Life Is Good. Anyway,
Life Is Good is a good album.
It was a really good album.
Yeah,
really
very
good.
good.
I mean, I can get upset about him if he got nominated for Illmatic and didn't win. I can give him that. Life Is Good. I got to see what Drake album that was.
I can't remember. It might have been.
Whatever it was, he probably should have won.
If it was So Far Gone, no.
Only one I didn't like was that. I mean,
only what you ain't like.
Yeah, it might have been.
Only album I didn't really. No, it's not. Look, I'm not a fan, but I'm not gonna say you don't put out good albums. The only Drake album that I.
No, I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about Nas.
No. There's a few Nas albums I'm not.
Yeah, but Life Is Good was a great album. Like,
that's a good album.
Great album.
Like
grown adult contemporary hip hop at its finest, I think.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, that was
album cover and all.
Yeah,
a very adult contemporary. That could have been an R&B album cover.
Yeah.
Right? Straight up.
Yeah.
So, but he won.
And a lot of men can relate to what he was going through at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? Me included. That was me. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead ass. I can understand where he come. I remember telling the story about how it happened. Came home, and only thing she left was her wedding dress. You know how fucked up, you know how mean that is? You could have threw it away. Dead ass.
Burned it.
Yeah, burn it. You left that in there for me to see. You took everything else but that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I would have burnt that in the video.
Dead ass. That ass. And I'd have been dressed like he was in the Hate Me Now video. Full of white mink hat, beater on.
One of the best videos of all time.
Right, with Lou Rawls by my side. With Lou Rawls by my side.
Yeah. The most underrated part of that video.
Yo, son.
That shit came out of nowhere.
Nowhere. I was like, is that Lou Rawls?
Lou Rawls? How did they convince Lou Rawls to be in that?
No part of the song was not, and nothing to do with the song.
No, he ain't mentioned Lou Rawls in the verse or nothing.
Didn't sample no Lou Rawls, none of that.
That was all Pop doing.
But why though? Just for niggas like us to be like, is that
Hate,
Lou Rawls?
hate me now. I'm running with Lou.
That's the guy from the United Negro College Fund. That's what niggas is saying.
Wow.
That's what a lot of people are saying first. That's what they saying first.
You know what though? You threw on You'll Never Find Anywhere right now. From 80 to 20, and the party will get started.
Yo.
One of the greatest songs in history.
Greatest.
And every time it come on, I'll be like, yo, you don't really know how hot. Like, you gotta listen to the shit. And Lou was talking that shit too in the song. So it was like,
yo, that was truly luxurious soul music.
Yes.
If that makes sense. If that makes sense.
Excellent description.
Yo.
Excellent description. Luxurious.
Yo, it was so elegant.
Yo,
it was
I'm gonna make a playlist tonight, and I'm gonna title that shit "Luxurious Soul Music" in honor of John Pierre Safier and Lou Rawls.
Rest in peace, Lou, man.
Rest in peace, Lou Rawls.
All right. Crazy. Anyway,
I gotta watch that video too. Yeah.
Oh, yo, he be talking about Nas getting the Grammy. I was like,
right. How we get the Lou Rawls?
Lou Rawls.
New title.
Yeah,
You'll never find. That's what
you'll never find.
Yo, you got the still frame with Nas and Lou.
Yeah. Coming out the.
Were they in the same shot together?
Yes.
They walked into the club together.
No, I thought I saw Nas and then Lou after. I don't know
I'm watching that video.
Like,
I gotta watch it.
As soon as we finish, I'm about to make sure that watch. Hate me now.
This is post-production stuff. We discussing post-production stuff on air. What we doing? We losing it, man. Anyway, I think we all discussed it on a previous episode how we feel about the nominees for the best hip hop album, and we all felt our favorite album of last year, which was also nominated, Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist Alfredo. Was our favorite. We thought it should have won. So. Yeah. Most people know this was a sympathy Grammy for Nas. Would you say? I mean, King's Disease was a good album.
Yeah.
Good album. But
Wasn't Better Life was good.
Right. But I mean,
but he lost to a monster at that time. I would say we could say that. Depending on like, there's people that like hip hop that might not have rocked with Freddie Gibbs album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because of the subject matter and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that might have. I thought that was because have you had any Grammys from? Because it's been plenty of people that's been nominated, but have there been any Grammys where the majority of the album been drug talk?
Jay.
Not the majority of the album. Jay talked more fly talk than drug talk after a while. He was talking about what he had, whether or not he was scrambling.
He's still talking about where it come from. He's still mixing it on every song.
I'm trying to remember.
But it wasn't. But the radio records and the big singles and all that were never those records. Not from Jay.
I'm trying to remember other nominees from this year.
Jay got 23 Grammys. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm trying to think of what I don't ever remember him giving a Grammy speech.
I do. Wait, no. Was it another award? When he said something about.
Yeah, like I don't remember him ever giving a Grammy speech. Yo.
Okay.
He got 23 of them. But I remember Dame being in backstage yelling at Kevin Liles about how they boycott the Grammys. So maybe he might have just been like, yo, I ain't never going. But they was talking about that in the late 90s. Because I was in the.
He ain't go for a while though.
Yeah. He don't go to a lot of award shows. I think he's only been to BET Awards once or twice, whatever like that, maybe once. he'll go to
when be performing.
Yeah. Whenever she's when she's nominated for something, I think if she going there, he going.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Nas won against Royce the 5'9", Jay Electronica, and D Smoke.
D Smoke. I actually thought D Smoke was gonna win.
Pretty good. Right. So.
Nah, they wasn't giving it to D Smoke.
I thought they were still off that Chance the Rapper energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Chance. I don't know who Chance was nominated about that, but I don't think I've heard that album a few times. It don't give me no album of the year vibe. It's a nice album.
I mean,
the first one that's calling the mixtape.
Whatever the one he won the Grammy off of. He won album of the year actually. Not just the.
That was a good album though. I don't know who he went up against. That was a good album.
No, it was a great album. He won album of the year, not just hip hop album of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't get that feel from the album. It was a good album though.
I did from the songs. I did from like the structure of it. I did. Yeah.
That's a chance, yo.
I mean, I think this
weird looking dude.
Most of us think it's it's
with that hat off, he looks nuts.
A sympathy Grammy for
short torso.
Nas, but I mean, he can make a legitimate
case
short. That the album is dope, man.
You short with a short torso is he making? He'll build like a flamingo.
Yeah, wow, man. Crazy.
Oh shit! Sorry, Chance. Congrats on that Grammy though.
Yeah,
showing right now. Beautiful wife too.
His whole second album was all about him.
Yeah. I remember I watched a clip of him or heard a clip of him saying he made $6 million off those hats with the 3 on them.
Yeah. I think that was on Joe Budden.
Yeah, and what's nuts is I've never seen anybody with them but him.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? If motherfucker told you, if somebody told you they made a $6 million off Yankee hat, you'd be like, yeah, you know what? I can
see that.
I can see that. I haven't seen anybody with them 3 hats other than Chance. I don't even know what they mean.
I don't know either.
I assume it's Chicago's shit.
No, it's the Holy Trinity.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, well, the circles I run in, there won't be nobody wearing them type of hats.
Well, hey.
With all due respect.
If he did, he did. You know, God bless him.
Yeah, man. He's doing all right for himself. I got a question since we on music and shit like that. Still here. My brother Latif asked a question on our group thread that I thought was interesting. And we've had these conversations before. And there's been, articles and stuff about it before. About do you have to, the question he asked was, why does Rick Ross get a pass that other rappers may not have gotten? You know what I'm saying? For not talking about this, not doing the stuff they talked about in their lyrics. And I thought it was a good question because it seemed like hip hop is the only genre that is held to that standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think when it comes to the drug tales and stuff like that, I think that it's more accepted now that people are talking in fiction.
Yeah, a lot of niggas lie about that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people lie about or embellish. Embellish.
Embellish. Yep.
And to me, that's not important. You know what I'm saying? It's not important when it comes to that. I never cared whether Rick Ross was a CO or not. I never cared whether he sold the drugs that he said he's selling. If he's telling me the story of some mythical drug deal or something like that, and he's doing it the way he's doing it, and I enjoy it, that's fine with me. I think the problem that some of the rappers get into is when they talk that gang shit. The gang shit changed. You can talk drug shit all you want to. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna test you when it comes to you talking about selling weed. When you talk about you this and you that, and you with this set and you that set, that's gonna get you tested when you get outside. So I think that part of it is a problem. You know what I mean? For the rest of the shit, it's just you using your imagination. You know, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, but some people get the storyteller pass and some don't. Like 50.
Like, example.
Like 50. When he talked about his first album, it wasn't like, oh, he's just making that shit up.
Because he wasn't.
Right. So when you come out, so that's the thing. Maybe when you come out real, you have to always be that. Like Jay came out real. Nobody was saying, nobody ever came out and say, nah, Jay wasn't doing that shit. But Ross, to me, he came out as if he was real. But he was really a storyteller, which is fine. Big was a storyteller.
Right.
And he's nice at it. I just think that some people get that pass and some don't, and I don't understand. Like if Drake came out talking about, if Drake said he punched somebody in the mouth yesterday, is somebody gonna come out? Drake ain't punched nobody.
I'm sure they would, But if he actually did it, you gotta talk about something a little different. Like Drake couldn't come out right now talking about selling drugs, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he don't gotta do that because he's so good at talking about other shit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all about the way he came out too.
True. You know,
Ross's first joint was hustling.
Right.
Maybe he was hustling. Maybe he just wasn't no kingpin. Maybe he was hustling. No, I'm serious though. Maybe he was hustling. Maybe he was I'm selling a couple ounces every now and then. I catch half a brick or something like that. That don't mean that you was a kingpin. Those dudes that sell them kind of drugs, depending on how you live at, you can live a decent life. You know what I'm saying? You buy your little watch, little chain. You know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I'm saying? You can pop bottles in the club. You can do all that shit that these niggas is talking about, and you don't got to be the top of the line guy. You know what I'm saying? Jay wasn't supplying the bricks. You know what I'm saying? Emery was the one that put them on, to be perfectly honest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but he don't never talk about that. He don't gotta talk about it. The stuff he do talk about, he do it well enough. And after a while, I ain't gotta talk about that. I can talk about it from the other side. That's one of the reasons why I always like the clips, because the clips always gave you both sides of the coin. Even when it was good, even when Malice wasn't saved and he was out there and they always talked about both sides of the coin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we flossed here, but now, you know what I'm saying, my man doing 20, I ain't spoke to him in a while, this and the third, you know what I'm saying? It's tough out here, yo. Walk around, see somebody, you may not even see them people no more. These are my people, this and the third. So it's like, it's not so much to me, like, and I always tell people this, it's not glorifying the drug dealing. It's the fact that he's able to talk about it in that so vividly.
Right.
And paint the picture for you.
Right.
I don't care if you're talking about baking cookies. If you make it sound better than how everybody else talk about it, then I will listen to you about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell people. It's like, I think that's always been my attraction to hip hop.
Yes.
How you could say those words, not just rhyming them together. It's, can you say what you're trying to say totally different from how the last 20 dudes tried to say it by using different metaphors and stuff like that, putting it together. The wittiness is what's
listen, on that, I've always felt this way. You could be talking about guns, drugs, being in the club. If it's whack, I don't want to hear it. You could be talking about uplifting our women, doing right by our kids, financial planning. If it's whack, I don't want to hear it.
That's the same. We had that conversation about Nas' last album. We said
what?
It was a good album, great album.
Right.
It'd been way better if he was talking that talk over them tracks. We said.
I mean, in some aspects. I think in some aspects, the lyrics, and I think in some aspects, and this has always been Nas' issue. Not that I didn't enjoy Hit Boy's production on the last album. I thought it was extremely good. Good enough to get a Grammy, so I can't really say nothing too disparaging about it.
Right.
But I've heard, and I guess I gotta blame Nas for this more than blame Hit Boy. I've heard better from him, and I've heard stuff that, for example, if I'd heard Nas on the "What It Feel Like" beat, he'd have murdered that.
He should have, yeah.
Right.
He'd have murdered that.
Right.
Now, not for nothing, I'm sure Hit Boy gave him that. Gave Jay first refusal on that.
No, Nip had that first. Nip had that for a while.
Okay, when it was about to be reintroduced to the masses, Hit Boy called Jay first.
No. Okay, it's a story behind that. You sent
Oh
me
yeah, I
today.
want to hear that because I'm totally wrong, man.
Nip People, 1500.
1500. Yeah, I sent the link. I sent you the link to
You
that.
sent it.
Yeah, because
They did it.
Yeah.
Nip had it for a while. I was like,
For a while.
this is. I'm saving this for Jay.
Right.
Oh,
I want this. This is my Jay feature.
But listen, this is that speaks to what Nas has always been known for, having horrible beats. Not that King's Disease beats were horrible, but he never picks the best beats. That's been Jadakiss' problem. That's been Nas's problem.
Yeah.
That's not Rick Ross. That's not Rick Ross' problem. Nobody talks about that with Ross.
No.
I'm glad you said that. Nas is not the only one with that issue.
No.
Meth also has that issue. You know what I'm saying? There are some dudes out here that are superb MCs that just don't make great songs.
Right.
Them three dudes are three that stand out actually right now when you say, at least in my opinion. And I know some people look at me and say, yo, you out your damn mind.
Nah.
But I think
there's been no great Locks album.
I agree.
And it should be.
I agree. Great? Yeah. There's no great.
Yeah. Money, Power, Respect was
okay. Listen,
a little better than okay.
But that's the thing about it. When do you mention that album?
To me,
it should roll off the tongue like 36 Chambers.
The Locks have evolved outside of being the Locks, to me. You know what I'm saying? I think that even though they make great music together and stuff like that, I think Styles has made a path for his, solo career. He got a little tribe of fans that rock with him. He's been extremely consistent.
Yes,
he actually make the best songs out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? So he got him. Jada hasn't really. What Jada got? 3 solo albums?
3? I thought it was 2.
Yeah.
Wait,
and
he been out Dead Alive and the first one. Also, maybe it's just 2.
Yeah, so it's like he don't have a lot of, but he been somehow staked himself an excellent career in hip hop without being able to do that with just 2 albums for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And then
because he's considered one of the nicest, because people respect his pen.
Yeah,
that's why. That's a perfect thing. Huh?
Why hasn't he had more solo albums in 20 years? That's bugged out.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Bugged out. One of the best MCs in the game. And it's not like the Locks was putting out a bunch of albums where you can say, well, I was doing stuff with the group.
Right. But with all that said, there's
Price put out more albums than Jada.
A lot of people have.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Price put out better albums than Jada too. Now.
Oh yeah. Monkey bars. Yeah. Anyway.
Sean Price is a funny dude, man.
With all that said, all those Locks solo, whatever, there's not one out all of the discographies together. Can you pick that's the great? It doesn't roll, like I said, it doesn't roll off like a 36 Chambers, like a Low End Theory, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like one of those albums. So it's just like they haven't had a great this one classic Locks solo or group, whatever.
Yeah. Like that first Rough Rider album should have been great. All they did to get there and Swiss and
when you're not hungry, man, them lyrics is different. You know what I'm saying? One thing about the Locks was just known for that grimy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they've been able to maintain a career, for a long time off this, and
what that is what Styles been able to do it with consistency with albums. Jada probably been able to do it with expensive features. I'm sure his feature price probably pay him for what he need for the year. You know what I'm saying? They got their juice bars out popping, you know what I mean? Other things out and all that. Yeah. One thing about the Locks is one of our favorite groups because, like, number one, they always stay together. Don't seem like they ever had any beef.
Right.
Other than the little thing they haven't had any issues amongst themselves. You know, I mean, out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying? They universally respected.
Right.
Locks is just a solid. I don't know who could even compare to them out here right now. If you had to say the Locks is so and so is like the Locks, what would you say is like that?
I couldn't think of nobody off the top.
It's not a lot of groups out too.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Very true. Very, very true. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a conversation supposed to have been about the realness of lyrics.
Yeah, we went from Nas to the Locks.
We went left. Yeah. So
we
technically
stayed in music.
Yeah. and technically we was on topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We stayed in music.
That's exactly what we was talking about. But I think, to wrap that up, I don't think that, especially this day and age, nowadays it ain't even important if you write your lyrics. I think that's more important than if what you're saying is real. To me, as far as hip hop's concerned. You know what I'm saying? In R&B, that was never a thing. It was never a thing if that was important. The ones that do write and produce, like Stevie Wonder, known as the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it doesn't have any value, but Whitney Houston didn't write any songs. Michael Jackson didn't write a whole lot of his songs. Quincy Jones did most of his, super hits. You know what I mean? So the greatest in R&B, that wasn't important. It was more performance and voice.
That's their talent.
Yeah.
Right.
But with the hip hop,
rappers, your talent is
exactly your words is your talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not so much your voice or how you rap the words.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. They don't consider, but that's a talent too. Being able to take somebody's lyrics and actually be good at it, and rap somebody else's rap and be convincing at it.
Just like an actor.
Exactly. That's a talent. But
so
hip-hop, we don't look at that as a separate talent of you being an MC, but it is. Because
I think MC encompasses more than just the performance of the words. And right. I think the writing of the words is paramount when we're talking about what's the most important part of crafting that song.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's still a separate talent performing those words.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. So it's almost like a poet can write something great, but he's afraid of that stage and can't do it in front of people, so he gives it to somebody else.
Yeah. But but that's the difference. A poet that performs is different from just a poet that just writes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's poets that just writes and never see the stage. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what's the word for it? I'm trying to think of
spoken word?
Spoken word performer.
Right.
That they don't. If a spoken word performer went up there reciting somebody else's poem, I think it would be just as frowned upon as if a rapper started doing somebody else's lyrics.
But it can't be done though. Somebody
definitely can't be done.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's a talent.
But if you know that's what's being done, it's accepted.
Right.
That's the key. That's the key. If you know it's being done, it's not an issue. So that's why in R&B when they have the awards, they have best vocal performance, and then they have writer, producer, engineer.
Right.
You know so
but that's what I'm saying.
They know there's so many parts.
But ultimately,
so should we do that with hip hop too?
What I'm saying is, it is a talent. It is a.
They do that. Everybody gets a piece on the credits.
No, I know everybody gets a piece. Sometimes everybody get an award.
Yeah, they do.
For the hip hop song.
Yeah.
But they have a best vocal performance thing and the best writer thing, and it's accepted like that. That's what I'm saying. It's not a whole bunch of, well, I wrote a whole bunch of rap lyrics and didn't write it. I mean, and didn't perform it. Like what's homeboy name from Brooklyn? Red Cafe. Mm-hmm. Red Cafe done wrote a bunch of songs that we heard on the radio. Mm-hmm. But we've never seen him get no award.
Yeah, we're not going to see him get it.
We're not going to see him
in the house, though.
Whether it be anything, like a ASCAP or anything, like you just don't hear about him doing that. Excuse me, but he didn't crafted a career out of doing that. You know what I'm saying? We heard about Sauce Money getting the Grammy for Missing You because he told us. He didn't go up on stage and get that. His name wasn't on there when they said written by this thing.
It should have. If he got a Grammy, he got a Grammy. It should be.
Yeah. But he actually wrote Puff's part.
Yeah. He'll still be credited as a writer.
Yeah. No, maybe on the credits. I'm saying when they said so and so, I wonder if they said his name on that. Like, I don't know Sauce's government, so they could have said
it. Yeah. Right.
I'm sure it's not Sauce.
Not S. Money.
Mr. S. Money. We call him Sauce for sure.
Another great MC.
Yes.
Another great MC, man. Sauce, man.
That's on Pregame with him and Jay. One of my favorite Jay joints ever. It was that track to that with the bell to that shit, and it was just that mid-90s hip hop, boy. Something to be said for that. Something to be said before all the niggas got money. Seriously, they put out their best music at that particular time. It was just
just different. It was
different. Yeah, the clue tape era, when you would wait for them clue tapes to come. I remember we would always get them a week earlier because of the store. I remember he would come do a party and shit. He would bring us a little sleeve of them or whatever. Mm-hmm. We would always hear like the new joint on there. I remember hearing that Show Me the Money joint. Show Me the Money part. That's my favorite clue tape of all time. There's few clue tapes. There's a few mixtapes that I remember, and I still have. I got Show Me the Money Part 1 and 2, the SNS and Bad Boy joint, and Doo-Wop 95 Live. Best mixtapes I ever heard in my life. And not for nothing. And G Unit is the future. Straight up.
You could just rattle off those mixtapes.
When they was doing,
you could do that, man.
The mixtape dude. When they was doing, when 50 was taking everybody's R&B joints and doing them over. Him and Lloyd and them doing them over.
That's what got him really. Everybody like, yo.
I used to get mad because youngins, we used to do our street team stuff and we'd have to go to colleges. Right. Young dudes used to think that 50 started mixtapes.
Right.
Seriously.
But that style of mixtape he did.
Yeah.
He's there. That's
I give him credit for that. That style of
mixtape. But exactly.
That was a good time. Yeah, that was a great.
Yeah.
What they say? What a time to be alive. That was a good time to be alive right there. That was just because it was we had we don't have the pleasure of anticipation anymore. Too much music. It's because everything is digital right now. Everything leaks. So we hear something early. You know what I'm saying? You hear about stuff early. You get this music get put out there. Like actually going and find music used to be fun. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like it's all at our fingertips right now. And some of the best stuff that we heard, and this is crazy because some of the best stuff I've heard is like the stuff I used to hear when I used to go on the internet and just look for digital files, like the LimeWire and Napster days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but also some of the best stuff I found was just being able to go on Tidal or something like that and run through some shit and just find. But I guess it's just not as fun. I guess that's part of the music nerd in me. I used to like that. I remember I used to go with Chaos to buy records like before he would do a party. We used to go to the record stores downtown Baltimore and in DC and shit, and it was just fun to me to see his process going through the stuff that we used to talk about. What he gonna play, and then he would go out there and get the records, and then I would just be sitting there like in the corner and shit on the stage when he'd be playing the records, just waiting for him to drop the little thing that I've heard him practicing all week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's over. That's over.
That's over, old man. That's over, old man. Move to the side.
I remember he did a party in DC. I came out there and y'all picked me up from the bus station, and I had the new Clue tape. It might have came out or it's coming out next week, and I had it early. And they had the Fiesta remix on there with Jay. I was like, yo, put this in. We played that like 10 times, bringing Jay back. Somehow Chaos played it.
Had to rewind too. Then
he played it at the party.
He played it in the party. Somehow he figured out how to play the tape during his set. That shit was crazy.
That's crazy.
Just think of all the wild shit we used to have to go
through. All that's done now, man.
I can see why these young dudes get money be looking at us like, man, shut up. I don't care you got to do none of that shit. Right. You got to do none of that now, right? So I got a Bentley truck outside. What are you talking about?
Right. Like, move it, Pops.
Shut up, Pops. Shut up, Pops.
Carry no crates.
Beat it, salt and pepper.
You hurt your hip. Oh my goodness.
Get your hippity hop ass out of my way, nigga.
Rappity rap ass. I got these perks in me, nigga. I ain't trying to hear you guys say.
You lyrical miracle ass nigga. Nobody care, nigga. Beat it.
Shut up, old man.
Young boys get money though.
Yeah, they getting it.
I don't know, man. Let me tell you something. As much as I think some of the stuff they do is irresponsible, I know for a fact I'd be doing the same thing or worse if I was them.
How old are they?
Them dudes be like 22, 23 years old.
A 22 millionaire? 22-year-old millionaire?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know how to act with like 500. So I knew that if you'd have gave me $4 million at 23 years old. Son, my chain game would have been nuts.
I wouldn't own a shirt. You know me. I would have been bare chest everywhere. Nothing but chains. Y'all know me.
Man,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I remember me and Maul was in Virginia one time. We went to this party out in Hampton, some club. And two scenes messed my head up. First, we seen two Bentleys come up, convertible Bentleys. And the first one, the nigga get out the car. He like my height, no shirt on, crazy chain on, baseball hat on with the do-rag underneath. So it's kind of dark outside, but nigga getting the light. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, so Maul say to me, hey nigga, that's the leading scorer in the NBA right there. It was Allen Iverson. Like, that's the leading scorer in the NBA right there. This nigga outside out here with no shirt on, driving the fucking bench. 15 minutes later, Bentley drop. Bentley with the hard top. Ferrari, Lamborghini, 600, something else. The guy in the first Bentley, it's Timbaland. Mm-hmm. He said to the valet, yeah, nigga, these all my cars. I need like 7 spots. I was like, yo, we need to get in here and get us a table quick. It's going to be a good night in here.
Right.
Go in there. Me and Maul got the table. Allen Iverson and them was right here. Timbaland and them was right here. So whatever was in this little section right here, son, was grade A groupie. Okay? Maul was a diamond nigga, so Maul chain on, he got this shit on. They don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? So, talking to these girls, they asked one girl, she had no shame. So what y'all do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, my man, he played for the Seahawks. I'm his agent.
Why the Seahawks? Why
because we was in
they wear helmets.
We in Hampton, Virginia.
I was just curious.
She not gonna know who the hell played for the Seahawks.
Right.
The niggas got helmets on, all that shit. If I said he played for the Bullets, or if he played, the Wizards, or if I say he played for the Knicks or something like that, she might have known.
Yeah.
They don't know who the football players are.
Exactly.
If I said baseball, I'd have won even more. But I was like, we'll do the football because she knows
Martinez.
Yeah, she know who the Seahawks are. She heard that name before. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Needless to say, we had a good night.
Uh-huh.
But it was just wild seeing, like, because when you were a little kid and you watching sports and shit, and you hear about the leading scorer in the NBA, you're not thinking he's gonna ever look like Allen Iverson. Right. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time, and then you talk to your parents, and they tell you like, yeah, nigga, Earl the Pearl Monroe and Clyde Frazier and them used to ride up to the club, park their Rolls Royces right in front of the club with big hats and mink coats on and go in there. The game just changed, only the names. You know what I'm saying? Right. That lifestyle just was always what it was. You know what I'm saying?
It gotta be.
Will Chamberlain and them, you know what I'm saying? All them cats, you know what I'm saying? They was just, and my mom and my dad and my uncle was the ones who was telling me like, nigga, that ain't nothing new. It's the same thing.
Right.
And they would tell me about times they was at the Zanzibar in Newark or at clubs in New York, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Studio 54 or the Orchid Lounge down in Jersey that's closed now, Neptune, you know what I'm saying, by the beach. Used to be, like I said, all the Knicks used to be there, like after a game. We'd drive from there, hour down to the shore after the game, you know what I'm saying? Women and all that around them, tables and all the same stuff that we used to do. Yep. They used to walk around the club, full length coats on, everybody pounding them up and stuff like that. Leave with 3 girls. So, the lesson is, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Just the time period. Same shit.
I can't front, so I laughed a lot these last 2 podcasts. Last podcast, I laughed a lot. My throat was hurt when I laughed.
Yo. Yeah, but, I had some tears roll down my face a couple times during this podcast, man.
But we got to talk about something serious now, and I wanted you guys' opinion on it.
Yeah.
As most people know, I think last week, there was a mass shooting in Georgia, was it, right?
Yes.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
Yep.
And this white guy shot a bunch of people. I think it was 7 of them were Asian Americans, were shot, and, you know, there were different things behind the motive, like was it racial? They were saying he might have had some sex addiction thing that kind of did that. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was terrible what happened to them people. Rest in peace to them. You know what I'm saying, by the way. But when I was on social media, I saw a lot of different attitudes about how people should show empathy or sympathy for them. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw some people saying, well, have you ever seen Asian Americans fighting for us and stuff like that? Did they post Black Lives Matter and shit like that? And remember, you know, when COVID hit and, you know, Chinese was kicking Africans out of China and all this other shit. And I thought about that. And I was like, I get that feeling, right? I'm not saying that nobody should have that feeling, but at the same token, I'm thinking, well, shouldn't we be better than that? If you're saying that that's messed up, that they didn't do that, then shouldn't we be better than that? Showing empathy and sympathy shouldn't be something that you do in order for it to be reciprocated. It's a genuine feeling because you feel, you know, empathy or sympathy for the person that's going through that particular thing.
Right.
So although I understood where some people were coming from with that, I didn't agree with them when it came to that part of it. Now, mind you, we are from around the same area, so we grew up going in some places where we had to deal with the "you buy now, get out." You know what I'm saying? Shit. We get disrespected, followed around stores, and all that shit. So that's something you remember. But then you're like, well, damn, that was fucking 40 years ago. Should I still have the same smoke for these people that I didn't have before? And in that situation, I remember going to Jamaican restaurants and getting wild customer service from them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and you know, we all live in the hood, so it's like if you had a store or something in the hood, there's people that stole out of it and was disrespectful to you and shit like that. So that kind of gave you a little bit of crust as the store owner or manager and stuff like that. So I kind of understood why they were how they were. That don't make it better to talk to your customers like that, but at some token, I can understand it.
Right.
And I just want to know what y'all feelings was on that. I know y'all saw some of it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to see what y'all thought about it.
I mean, if it's Asian people, Indian people, 7 people getting killed, people getting hit in the street, you feel bad for that. It's not right. You can speak about that without having to think about what they did to you. I mean, that don't make sense to me. You know, it's just empathy. It's just, you know, showing support. You know, it don't matter.
Right. It's human beings, at some point. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. If it was a personal thing and somebody had repeatedly disrespected me and something happened to them, then I might give you the Kanye shrug.
Right.
Yeah, if that's person, that's one-on-one.
Yeah,
we're talking about the whole community.
Yeah.
We don't know all the people.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't buy into the whole idea of, well, you ever see Asians doing black, like I could say I don't know. I don't pay attention. I just pay attention to the support, no matter who it is. So
yeah, I'm sure some have.
Of course,
and I'm sure some don't.
Of course,
we don't see everything.
What I should have asked people in that situation was,
that is not even
how many Asians do you follow?
Yeah,
exactly.
How many when you're out in the room?
Exactly. That you might have seen it or might have came across.
The point is, you see this senseless act and you feel empathy for these people and you want to support that. So that's what we do. That's what it's just, I feel like it's a natural reaction for most people anyway.
Yeah. Like I said, I think at some point you got to look past the racial component and what personal feelings you have with that personal person. Like, that's one thing that black people have been fighting for years. It's like, I don't want you to take the actions of this wild ass motherfucker and put that as a indictment on all black people as a whole.
Of course. Right.
That's the same way that we should, and as black people, we should know that more than anything because we've been the subject of that type of generalizations and shit since we got over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we should not want to do that to other people the same way. So you had a problem with an Asian growing up. You had a problem with a few Asians growing up. I don't think that you put that as an indictment on everybody. Now, I don't have any reason to be saying this. I don't have any allegiance to them for no other reason other than the fact that I just think that you can't get mad at somebody. You can't use that excuse when it comes to empathy. Like, well, have they done anything for us? Like, son, that ain't the reason.
Yeah.
That's like that is the reason why you express empathy and sympathy for somebody.
You're looking for a reason. You're looking for a reason to.
Exactly. If somebody's pet died, you may not have another pet. Had somebody who had a pet die, but you know people who had pets that the pets have been like family to them.
Right.
So if this person is going through something because their pet died, then you at the very least, even though you don't understand it because maybe you ain't never had a pet, you done seen other people go to the death running to burning houses and get their cats and shit out of a house. So understand what they're going through and just say that. If we heard that 7 black, just like I didn't know none of them black people that got killed in that church by Dylan Roof. Right. I didn't know none of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the most senseless shit I ever heard of, especially since they prayed with this asshole before he did this. If that was any other color of people, any other race of people, I'd have felt just as bad. The fact that they were black made me feel worse because it's like that could have been my aunt, grandmother, any of that shit. You got that going through your mind. But it's like, damn, these people were in church. Somebody said, yo, I'll see you when I get home from church. And the person that they told that to thought that they was coming home safe because, well, they're at church. You know nothing gonna happen to them in church. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at some point you gotta empathize and sympathize with the people, and it can't be about, oh, Mr. Lee from the corner store always used to be watching us. Well, hey man, maybe 5 other dudes came in there and stole. Now you mad because you never stole, and Mr. Lee treated you like the 5 dudes that came in before you. So why should you treat everybody else like Mr. Lee treated you? Yeah. And that's why I be trying to tell people like, we gotta use our heads, man. It's like there's nothing wrong with selective outrage. Because selective outrage might be that you actually thought about it before you did it. You know what I'm saying? Before you just jumped out the window and got mad about some shit, or didn't get mad about it, or decided to be cold and callous about it. And it's like, hold up, man, you're a human being. If you knew that 7 people were targeted just because of the people that they were, which is something that black people go through every day. Right. Since we've been here, we born with that on us.
Yeah. And if you don't feel that way, okay, that's fine. But don't get mad at me because I want to show support.
Right.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't gotta say nothing.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
so individuality.
I understand people who felt the other way. I really and truly do, because there's some people that had some bad dealings with Asian people or white people or other people. They don't have that thing with them. I get that 100. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready to go out and be posting all types of shit about support for any other group other than ours. That don't mean I have any malice towards them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that we a little busy right now.
Yeah. Right, but even if you did, I'm not going to ask you why you did it.
Exactly. With all due respect, my people, we a little busy right now. That don't mean that I don't empathize with these people, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that when it comes to that other stuff, I just, I got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, I don't do a lot of that stuff when it comes to us all the time. You know what I'm saying? I got to do my due diligence and all that other type of shit. But I just, I just didn't like hearing people say, well, fuck it, I'm not going to, why should I care if these people over here 3,000 miles away didn't care about something that I did? It's like, nah, man.
Yeah, if you don't care, just don't care and be quiet.
We got to society at some point, you know what I'm saying? And we better, as if we had more empathy like that for our fellow man, maybe we'd be in a better place overall. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds on some simple shit because there's a lot of other factors that tie into that. But minorities especially, like we've all been smacked in our face out this morning. You know what I'm saying? Think about we have a contentious relationship with Jews, and we should actually be closer to them than anybody. They got the same type of treatment that we got.
Right.
Worse in some cases.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, why? But I think that we've been conditioned by somebody else to look at them in funny style ways. And all they do is say, well, we done been through all the other bullshit trying to be nice. Right. So now we rocking with us.
They stick together.
Now we're just rocking with us.
Build up their shirt.
We don't need y'all for nothing. We're not asking y'all for nothing. We got us. We good. And for some reason, people look at that as them being foul. And it's like, maybe we need to get a little bit of that in us. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, no, we good. We got us. We got us. We're going to keep this circulating here. And we ain't got to worry about none of this shit no more because we got us. We ain't got to worry about y'all giving us no stimulus and none of that other dumb shit. We got to worry about none of that shit. We got us. You take care of you. You know what I'm saying? We got us.
Right.
I swear to God, son, I always had some type of admiration for Asians and Jews because when you see a presidential candidate, he never talk about them.
Mm.
You know why he never talk about them? Because they don't give a fuck about him. They don't care about their politics and that other shit. They don't care about none of that shit. They don't care about Trump being a funny style dude or Biden being old and an old man or Kamala locking up niggas. Nah, son. We got our own banks. We got all that shit. We fund us. Mm-hmm. So we don't got to worry about what y'all do. Whatever y'all say it is, okay, we'll live within this system, but we still gonna rock with us and just us. Mm-hmm. If y'all mad at it, y'all be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Be mad all y'all want. Mm. I would love to be called shiesty like they be called shiesty. And they got their own banks to go through. And they give their people no interest loans to start businesses and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, you want to empower us? Give me a no interest loan to start a business. And tell me I'll pay you back when I want to. These are actual deals that the Jews did in Lakewood, New Jersey. Give us loans to buy the houses. Give us loans to start the business. No interest. And they know for a fact they're going to give it back. You know why? Because they build them for generations that come 2 generations and 3 generations after theirs. Because the 5 and 6 and 7 and 10 generations before theirs set them up so they'd be able to get the no interest loan. So you can't come here upsetting the apple cart now. That's how we got to be on it. If we ever got on it like that, we would be unstoppable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. Yep. Crazy. And on that note, after the good Dr. Dwight X stepped down from the pulpit or whatever.
Amen. Got bean pies and fish soup downstairs after we done.
Like always, y'all, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to episode 17. We still need y'all to like, share, subscribe. We need to grow this thing. Y'all are our village, so we appreciate y'all. So until next time, peace.
Hey.